really time to put a little love in our hearts. You take responsibility. And it just takes, as Paul said, a little bit. As a matter of fact, I stole this story about Jackie DeShannon's mom from Paul's upcoming article in the next issue of the Holy Encounter. I said, I have to have that story. So I stole that from him. It was his first. But a focus on strength, a focus on love is our strength. And that's what we have to remember. And I think a lot of times people think, well, if I focus on love, then I'm going to be a doormat. Then people are going to walk all over me. But that isn't true. Love is not docile. Love is not weak. Love is our strength. And when we tune in to that loving truth, that loving presence within us, we are more insightful as to how we can be kind and loving and generous in our world. We really feel like the more we focus on love, that's why we have all these free services. We're not doormats. We're giving this away free because you guys help us. I don't think that's a doormat. I think it's actually doing what Jesus would ask us to do, which is to be an instrument of God's love. You know, when Jesus was asked, I'm going to go back to this, as I shared with you last week, I think that on the Artemis spaceship, this is one of the things that the pilot, who was the first African-American pilot in space, that he actually shared. There he is. There's my, what's his name? Victor Glover. Yeah, there he is right there. Boop, boop, boop. I have to use my finger down there. But what he said, before he went to the dark side of the moon, he said that the greatest commandment, when Jesus was asked what the greatest commandment was, he said, love God with all your heart and all your mind, the love of God. And he said, and then Jesus went on to say very quickly, the second is like the first. Love your brother, love your neighbor as yourself. So when we talk about put a little love in your heart, it is not just for ourselves. It is for all of humanity. And that's the message that Victor Glover gave as they went behind the dark side of the moon where no man had gone before, would be out of radio contact with the earth. They were completely isolated, I think for like 40 minutes or something, where, my gosh, they didn't know what they would see the earth look like when we came around, because we were threatening at that point to destroy an entire civilization. So, but I think his message of love, not just love for God, but love for each other, is the message of Jesus. And to have him share that from the moon, I think is pretty powerful for us. And I think that we've got to get out of this fact that, pounding our chest or acting all big and strong and, throwing our military might around isn't really going to heal anything. It might scare some people, but what's happening more and more? People are getting used to the fact that those who talk so big and blustery really are weak.